Adelaide's metropolitan rail system has evolved over the decades, featuring several notable train models that have served the city and its suburbs. Here's an overview of the key train classes that have operated on the Adelaide Metro network, starting with the Redhen Railcars, which serviced Adelaide between 1955 and 1996. Manufactured by South Australian Railway's Islington Railway Workshops. They were steel-bodied suburban railcars with a distinctive red livery, hence the nickname Redhens. The 300 class, power cars with driving cabs at both ends. The 400 class, power cars with a single cab, operated in multiple. And the 800 class, trailer cars, no motors or driving cabs. They featured basic interiors with vinyl seating, wooden floors, and drop sash windows, and usually operated in 2 to 3 car sets. Several Redhens have been preserved by rail heritage groups like the National Railway Museum, Port Adelaide, and the Steam Ranger Heritage Railway, which occasionally operate on heritage tours and events. The 2000 class railcars, also known as jumbos, which were diesel multiple units, and serviced Adelaide from 1980 till 2015. They were manufactured by Coming in Granville, New South Wales. They got the nickname jumbos due to their raised driving cab, resembling the Boeing 747's hump. These railcars were based on the Budd SPV 2000 design and were a mainstay of Adelaide's suburban services for over 3 decades. The gradual electrification of Adelaide's rail lines, including the Seaford, Tomsley, now Flinders, and Bel Air lines, led to the phasing out of the diesel-powered jumbos. From February 2014, these railcars were restricted to the Gawler Central, Grange, and Outer Harbour lines due to clearance issues with the new electrified infrastructure. Withdrawals began in late 2014. And by August 2015, the remaining units were retired from service. Of the 30 railcars, 6 have been preserved. Power Car 2006 and Trailer Car 2112 are housed at the National Railway Museum in Port Adelaide. Power Car 2010 and Trailer Car 2109 were transferred to the Steam Ranger Heritage Railway. Power Car 2009 and Trailer Car 2104 were donated to the South Australian Metropolitan Fire Service for training purposes. The remaining 24 units were scrapped in June 2016 at Sims Metal. The retirement of the jumbos coincided with the introduction of the electric 4000 class trains, which now operate on the electrified lines. However, the decision to scrap the majority of the 2000 class railcars was met with some criticism. In 2016, an electrical outage on the Seaford line highlighted the lack of backup diesel trains, leading to suggestions that retaining some jumbos could have mitigated service disruptions. Despite their retirement, the jumbos remain a cherished part of Adelaide's rail history, remembered for their distinctive design and decades of service.
Disclaimer. The content presented in this video is intended solely for documentational and journalistic purposes. This channel does not endorse, promote, or encourage any illegal activity, including but not limited to vandalism, trespassing, or the defacement of public or private property. All footage and information are shared to educate, inform, and document the culture of graffiti and hip-hop. This channel does not profit from or seek to glorify unlawful behaviour. Any depictions of graffiti, street art, or related activities are presented strictly in a historical, cultural, and educational context. In accordance with potential or existing legislation, such as post and boast laws, no content on this channel is intended to incite, celebrate, or condone criminal acts, nor should it be interpreted as such. Some content in this video may include a mix of factual and non-factual information and should not be taken as absolute truth. Viewers are encouraged to approach the material with discretion and critical thought. We strongly respect the confidentiality of our sources, contributors, and the individuals featured in our content. Any identifying information is withheld unless explicit consent has been granted, and all efforts are made to protect the privacy and safety of those who help document this culture.